of this presentation is not necessarily to leave you with all the skills necessary to build your own computer, but what I want you to take away from this is at least to know that it's possible for you to build your own computer if that's something that you wanted to do. Now, when we're talking about the benefits of building your own computer, the main benefit is obviously going to be the price. Whenever I'm going to build a computer for somebody, what I always do is I ask them to go to wherever they were going to buy their computer before, maybe Dell, Hewlett-Packard, Gateway. Build your computer. You can build it with their customizable, website, and then I'll go ahead and build it from my website, and I'll do it cheaper. This particular computer, and if you're interested in the details, you're welcome to take a look at this after the presentation. But this particular Dell computer, an XPS 210, was going for $989, and I built the same computer for $642.93. Okay. Now that's not the only benefit that you're going to get from building your own computer. I think that the main benefit you get is actually learning how your computer works, so that possibly in the future you can learn how to fix your own computer. Now, you might be thinking to yourself that it's never going to be possible, that you don't have the information, you don't know what to do. But today, with all the information available online, I think it's possible for anyone to find the information as long as they know how to search for it. And there's online forums, there's manuals, and there's a lot of information that's going to be available to you. The other reason why it's a lot easier to build your computer now than even just 5 years ago is because all the connections are what's called idiot-proof. And you guys can take a look at this in a second here, but basically, when you're looking at a connector like this, and you're going to plug it into something like a hard drive, it can either, but based on the pins, in here it could fit either way. And you might do it the wrong way. The way you used to know is by this red strip here. Now, they've put a little tab here, a little piece of plastic, so that if you try to put it in the wrong way, it's just not going to fit. Idiot-proof. You can take a look at that if you'd like, pass that around. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get started building a computer. What you want to start with is something like this, and what this is called is a bare bones kit. Now, a bare bones kit is important because one of the worst things that's going to happen to you when you're trying to build your own computer is that you're going to fry the CPU, or that you're going to break it. So when you buy a bare bones kit, what it's going to come with, it's going to come with the processor already installed. And that's what this thing is right here. Okay, so this is already installed. And when you buy it, it's also going to have the fan installed on top of it. And there's other complications that are going to come from this process, which would be the hardest part. And when you buy the bare bones kit, it all comes together with that. The motherboard that you see here comes installed in the case. And you're also going to get all your sound and video all on the motherboard and your internet connection. In the past, you would have to add those parts, and you still can if you want to add something more advanced or something better, but it comes with it on there already, so you don't have to unless it's something that you want to upgrade later on. So you have your bare bones kit, and the first thing that you're going to have to do is put in the RAM. And the RAM is more like the short-term memory of the computer. This is what allows it to do multiple tasks at once. So you just throw the RAM in here. And one of the things I do want to stress is that normally you'd be doing this in a a clean environment. Well, there's that idiot-proof I was talking about. Put it in backwards. It did not fit. So I didn't break anything. So once you've got the RAM in there, then you're going to start putting in the other parts here. This is the hard drive. This is where you're going to store all of your data. Now, one of the simplifications here is that I'm not plugging in any of the cords that are going to be necessary, but what you can imagine here is that I'm going to be plugging in a data cord and a power cord. One of the parts that's also missing from this is going to be the power supply, which would go right here, and this is going to connect to all the peripherals in here, so that's another simplification. Once you've got your hard drive and your RAM installed, you can go ahead and put in your CD-ROM drive, your optical drive. And this is how you're going to be able to install your operating system. If you have Windows, or if you want to go even cheaper and save more money, you can get free operating systems based on Linux, which for the beginner, they probably want to try to get a copy of Windows XP or something else they're more familiar with. Now, this seemed very simple, but what I have to admit is that it's not at all that simple, and there's going to be some pitfalls and some drawbacks to building your own computer. The main problem that you're going to have is with static electricity. one of the things that I always use as a rule, and when I'm in a very different environment than standing up, holding a computer in my hands. But if you keep one hand on your computer, then you're not going to have to worry about breaking any of the equipment when you put it in, because there's no static charge that's going to build up if you're touching the chassis. Sometimes you're going to buy equipment that's bad. It's going to come bad. You're going to have to figure out what's wrong with it, swap it out with other pieces, and do a lot of other things to find out why it's not working, and then maybe do a return. For that reason, I do most of my buying with Newegg.com, which is where I built this computer, and they're really good about their returns if anything wrong with it. You're also not going to get the 24/7 tech support, and you're also not going to get the automatic warranty on all of your parts if you build it yourself. And that's going to be a big thing for a lot of people, because that's really important after you buy your computer. With that in mind, though, I really do think it's a good thing to build your own computer to get that knowledge. And it's definitely available on the internet, all the knowledge that you would need to fix your own computer after the fact. And, you know, if all you want to do is save money and you don't want to learn, you can always pay me to build it. Thank you. Any questions?
No.
All right, thanks a lot.